Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Technically T hitting you with another video today, and this is one that I'm excited for. I can finally talk about it. We can finally go ahead and get into it, and that is going to be the Google Pixel 5. So before I get started, I do want to give a huge shout out to Google for sending this over to me. You already know, man. Hashtag gift from Google, hashtag Team Pixel. Shout out to them, man. They always look out to us creators dropping us these pixels, and not even to review. It's just to get these in our hands and basically just let us talk about it. Tell us what we truly think about it, and that's what we're doing. So shout out to them, man, on dropping me this Pixel to get into. Now, I've been using this since Saturday. It was delivered on Saturday. That's how long I've been using it. That's how long my main SIM card has been in here. And I'm here to tell you, I absolutely love this phone, and this is everything that I wanted more out of the Google Pixel 4a, which right now is basically my phone of the year. It's everything that I wanted, everything that the 4a was missing, put it like that. Everything that the 4a was missing, I feel the Pixel 5 has. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's go ahead and run through it. And the first thing that we do have to start off with is going to be that design, because it's a pretty interesting one. So you already know, I think for the first time, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but I think for the first time, a Pixel device supports wireless charging. Now, a lot of you may be asking, how is that possible when the Pixel is made out of 100% recyclable aluminum? Yeah. So on the back, man, yes, it is made out of that aluminum. You see this sort of sage color, and it feels good. I love the aluminum back on it. It gives you like a texture to it, so it's not really slick. So that gives you a little bit of grip. Makes you not even want to put a case on it. Once again, Google is just killing it with the feel of these phones, which you not wanting to put in a case on it. But I think during the build process, what Google did was right around in the middle, or where the charging coil is, they actually have a little plastic cutout to where you can actually drop it on wireless charging, and it, well, my wireless charger just trolled me right then. Let me plug it in. But you can drop it on wireless charging and it still works with wireless charging, even though it has an aluminum back. And that is a plus to me, because a lot of you may want the premium glass to allow wireless charging, but at the same time, you may risk dropping it and breaking it. But with this, you can have wireless charging and have an aluminum body that's just a little bit more durable in the drop category than glass. So excellent thing, excellent design, Google, in thinking about that. This is like the perfect thing. If I could have a build quality, I actually probably would prefer aluminum with some type of plastic apparatus or something in the middle to allow wireless charging. So good job there. But you also see on the back of it, you do get that fingerprint scanner, and we're talking about Google Imprint. So, you know, I've always liked Google fingerprint scanners. I never really had an issue with them. The back placement really isn't that bad for me. I know a lot of people don't really like the back. They kind of prefer in-screen, but the back is fine with me. It always feels natural. I don't feel forced to reach up and you know, kind of hit my finger on that. That's like a natural resting place for my finger, just like the natural resting place for a fingerprint scanner in the screen, if there was so. But so far, the fingerprint scanner is good. It hasn't gave me any issues. Always a subtle fingerprint scanner on the back, and it's just always a nice little touch. So nice when we're talking about the design on the back side. Now, flipping it over on the front, we do have Gorilla Glass 6. Now, I'm not really going to get too much into the protection, but it is good to know that they do have a higher version of the Gorilla Glass, not that Victus stuff that Samsung has going on, even though they're just breaking just like normal. It's glass, as our bro Jerry Rig everything say, and glass breaks at the end of the day. But it is Corning Gorilla Glass 6. Now, keeping talking about the display, man, let's talk about the screen quality. Now, we know on the Pixel, we're not getting that quad HD that I think a lot of you, and me personally, I do miss, man. It would have been just the icing on the cake if they was able to add quad HD, but I get it. I get what you're going for. I get Google, the avenue that you're playing in, but even though you do have a full HD, I might be HD plus, but full OLED 1080 90 hertz display, and this thing is great. It doesn't really leave me wanting for much when we are talking about displays. It absolutely does good. There is no issues with it. I mean, I like it. You know what I mean? Like, I literally like it, and it's just an amazing thing what they have going on. I mean, this really doesn't leave me wanting for more when we are talking about battery life. I mean, not battery life, but it doesn't leave me more when we're talking about screen quality. So let me go ahead and pull up a video real quick. Let's just test. Let's see. Let's test my man right here, Cam, man, my man Ivan, and here it is, man. So here it is, the viewing experience when we're talking about the Google Pixel 5. We get those very slim bezels that's going around it, and we get that little cutout down there. And I think this is perfect when we're talking about viewing, man. A lot of people may think that this form factor is a little bit too small for your liking. But I think a lot of us can appreciate the smaller phones right now. So sometimes it gets a little exhausting using huge phones. So when you get one of these 6-inch or 6.1-inch phones or something like that, it feels a little bit more just manageable. And I feel like this is just good. Now let's go ahead and test those speakers out real quick while we're sitting here watching the video. And they do have kind of stereo-ish speakers. You got a speaker down here, and I guess you got a speaker somewhere under the display here, but so far seems pretty good. That's the sound quality. That's kind of the sound quality that's coming from the Pixel 5. So I feel like it's pretty loud enough. I don't need a phone to be crazy loud because there's not that many times where I'm actually watching a video like that. But overall, 90 hertz has been fine. Viewing the content has been fine. It's bright, it's vibrant, it gets plenty of bright. And I know a lot of people may have a little issues about that when it comes to phones like the Pixel 4a. It really didn't give you that brightness when we're talking about full brightness in the daylight. But I'm here to tell you, so far with this, I've already been outside in full sunlight, and even with it all the way cranked up, I can see it just fine. Could it be a little brighter? Yeah, but it really doesn't matter, man. You can see in full brightness, and that's all it needs to do. So overall, the screen quality, that's good as well. Absolutely love it. Now, next thing let's talk about is performance, because I feel like that's something that can really turn a lot of people off when it comes to Pixel devices, and that's going to be performance. Now, this is rocking that 765G processor. Now, I know a lot of you are like, and I've seen it on Twitter and I've seen it other places, are just turned off about it because it doesn't have that flagship processor like the Snapdragon and different things like that. But I'm here to tell you, man, do not sleep on this processor. It's not always about how the best processor that you have. It's about the optimization, people. Same thing with battery life. It doesn't matter how big your battery is if you can't optimize your software. So this is a true representation of optimization when it comes to a not super flagship processor. It has the 5G, it has all that stuff, but I'm here to tell you, man, everything that I have thrown at this thing has chewed through performance like an absolute beast. Hasn't given me any hiccups, hasn't given me any stutters. I'm talking about jumping back and forth between Twitter, YouTube, text, Facebook, Instagram, whatever it may be, man. This thing has absolutely chewed right through it. We're rocking 128 gigs base storage. Shout out to Google for that. 128 base storage, 6 gigs of RAM. And it just works. Yes, you might get an app refresh here and there, but to me, that doesn't really bother me because I'm not super pressed about picking up right where I left off when it comes to an app. So performance-wise, absolutely amazing. I know some of you may want to ask about gaming. I personally don't do a lot of gaming on my phone, but if you want to see a gaming video from me, I'll try to download some what I feel like are graphic-intensive games and go ahead and do a little bit of gaming so you can see how it works. But so far, the performance, man, has been absolutely amazing. You forget that you have a phone that has a 765 rather than a Snapdragon. Once you start using this and you see how smooth and how fluid this is, that's something that you're just going to simply forget about. And I feel like that's another one of these, when it comes to this case, you just end up forgetting that you even have a phone with that. So that's good in that manner. Now, next thing to go along with performance is going to be battery life. So let me go ahead and pull the camera and let me go ahead and find this screenshot that I've actually taken of the battery life. But I'm here to tell you right now, the battery life on this phone has been absolutely amazing so far. Now, this is going to be my usage from yesterday. Now, yesterday, as of recording to this video, was the Apple event. And we already know when the Apple event is going on, social media, everybody's going crazy. After the live event, people are texting me, asking me my thoughts about the iPhone, yada, yada, yada. It was a heavy day. I was using this phone heavy yesterday. And with 5% left, I took this screenshot at 10:51 p.m. It was already on full charge for 15 hours. That's how long it was on a charge. And also the screen on time was 7 hours. Now, I don't know about your usage and what you consider great battery life, but I always say if I can go to work in the morning, get home and still have plenty of battery life to last over, that works for me, man. And even with this 5%, this little 5% still lasted about 15 to 20 minutes. And I think I was able at the very end, I should take a screenshot, but I think it was almost close to 7 hours, 7.5 hours of screen on time. Look, guys, that's absolutely amazing for a $700 device. Like, you really can't beat that. And let's go ahead and talk about the usage and what I was doing. Twitter, 2 hours and 20 minutes. YouTube, basically 3.5 hours. I was on text messages for an hour. Apple Music for about an hour. And that doesn't factor just every other little thing that I was doing with it. It was Prime Day. I was on Amazon. I was on Best Buy. So I was using this thing heavy, and the battery life is absolutely amazing. I haven't done any tweaking to the battery life to get better battery. I haven't done anything. I literally have not done anything but just set this phone up the way I want it. And we'll get into a video about that because I do use the Nova launcher. But that's it. I just set it up, downloaded my apps, boom, and I've been rolling with it. Battery life has been very, very solid. So a huge shout out to Google for landing the battery life on this thing. And last but not least, we got to go ahead and talk about these cameras because it's a little bit different this year, man. For the first time, we do have an ultra wide camera. So as you can see here, and I don't really have the best representation to kind of point to, but you can go ultra wide just like that. So let's go ahead and get these pixel buds in here real quick. So you have your regular, let me move it up a little bit. So you have your regular, you can go that 2x zoom, you got your 1x, and then you have your extra wide if you want to do that. And that's just clutch, man, because a lot of people, I'm glad that Google changed their mind because they thought, and I think they were trying to go forward with the telephoto, and I'm like, no, man, we need wide angle. If anything, I think the majority of people use wide angle compared to telephoto, and they actually made a good move going with the wide angle with this. But I'm also here to tell you, man, that this but this camera doesn't really leave you wanting for more either. I haven't taken that many pictures, but this is one picture that I took of my son. We put him in his new car seat, and this picture was actually in low light. It actually flipped over to night mode. There weren't really many lights on this, and the picture came out great. I'm not really sure if you guys can see all the detail. I'm not really going to turn this into like a super camera thing, but I just had to show you a quick little picture. Also, you know, the standard type of YouTube camera comparison pictures, these little bushes that's in my front yard. Took a picture of that. You know, the detail is there as well. I took a picture of my little man. I think these were some of the first pictures that I took of him, man. And he's always moving. And even though he was moving, it still takes great pictures. And I think that's just due to what Google has going on and everything like that, man. And also here's a slight video that I was taking the other day before I started recording. So this is just a quick little video right here, 4K 30. And I think the video quality is really, really improved, man. So I think I definitely want to do a video talking about the video quality because I think a lot of people, when they think about pixels, they think about pictures only. But you have to realize that the Pixel has upgraded and stepped up their video quality, especially on the 4A and even better, I think, on the Pixel 5. 4K 60, all different things like that. Although right now, I think 4K 60 has a slight bug, but we'll get into that, like I said, in another video. But man, overall, I absolutely love this Pixel 5. This has given me all the Nexus 5 feelings, the Nexus 5 vibes in the world. You got the matching volume up and down. You got the chrome power button there. This is just screaming Nexus vibes, just this pure stock experience. I am just absolutely loving. Of course, we got that always on display. I mean, no facial recognition, but you know, I can kind of deal without that. But overall, for a package, this phone is absolutely killing it. If you love the 4A, you will love the Pixel 5. Even though the price is a little bit more, you do get some nice additions to the device. So you already know, man, technically, T, we're going to be getting to this device heavy. Plenty of case reviews to come up. I do want to get into the camera because I never really get into Pixel cameras like that. And they are arguably some of the best cameras out there in the market. So you already know, man, stay tuned to the channel to get everything else Pixel that's coming up. You already know, hit that sub button, comment down below what you want to see with this Pixel, and I'm gonna try to make it happen as well, man. Turn that bell on so you don't miss out on any of those future videos. But technically, I'm about to get up out of here, man. Everybody, please be safe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.